Hello again, friends. Joe here. It is the last day of the month, and it is 3 o'clock in the morning. That can only mean one thing. That is a leg vest, which means some new characters to look at. Obviously, this time we know who we are getting. We are getting Yatima Summon. We are getting, well, presumably, we're getting Grand Michael, and we're getting new Rabbit Zodiac, Makura, I believe is her name in Japanese. I don't remember what her English name is. But that should be it right there. Makura is her English name, okay? And she's light, okay. I saw some scuttlebutt, some leaks, I don't know if they were legit or not, that were saying she was light, but so obviously the established pattern seems to be completely out the window. There's 4 things here. Michael, who is fire, no surprise. Wait, what? Okay. They didn't tell us about this. Ultimate Friday, okay. And then Yatima Summon, who's water, okay. So that's some stuff to look at, but we also have some roulette draws as well to see if we can luck sack into them. I only have 20 draws. I will probably end up sparking on this banner, assuming I don't get everything that I want. Please be a Yatima Summon, because I believe she's unsparkable. Nope, that's like my 3rd or 4th Taisai. And absolute trash. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, so let's look at weapons first. Let's look at Makura's weapon. Normally, Zodiac weapons aren't great. So, shield effect on Ogi, small fandango, skill damage cap, and just general damage cap. Interesting. Okay. Maybe I would see some use, possibly? Not sure. Big boost to win out of attack. And okay, this makes sense from based on Friday stuff in the past. Beam weapon, and then new Grand, which is an axe? I guess that's an axe. I assume that was always a spear that Michael was holding. So echoes on Ogi. Supplement far allies damage, nice. Don't know what the number is. Boost attack based on how many axes are equipped, and damage cap. Axe voltage. I mean, Astral is an axe. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. But, let's take a quick look at Yatima first. Obviously, we're not going to see, like, full limit break stuff here, unfortunately. That's a long call. All elemental on Aura. 1 turn cut to all allies' skill cooldowns. Activates the call effect of 1 equipped summon at random. Activated calls don't deal call damage. Excludes sub-order summons and 1-use calls. Okay. I mean, obviously this is nice. This seems possibly pretty cool. Like, if this activated, for instance, like Beelzebub, would that also include the plane damage aspect of that? I don't know. That seems potentially really strong, depending on on what summons you have equipped, I guess. But also, I don't know. Maybe it gets even really crazy at FLB. But let's take a look at Ultimate Friday. Massive 1 damage to foe, hit to defense, charge attack changes to Premium Night forever on Fridays. But we don't know what that is. I'm assuming there's not going to be a lot of this. I hope there's not going to be a lot of this, rather. Because obviously Wiki's not going to be updated since the banner literally just changed. 7 hit, win damage to random foes, that's cool. Hit to all foes, win defense tackle. Additional effects, hit number doubles, remove 2 buffs from all foes. Is the additional effect that it takes place when it's Friday? Boost the caster's attack, defense, CA specs, and charge bar for 5 turns. Cool. Additional effect affects wind allies. Fully restores caster's HP, remove all debuffs. Additional effect affects wind allies. I'm really expecting this additional effect to only take place on Fridays. Oh, I called it. Supplement wind allies, CA damage. Activate eliminate work when a foe uses a special attack. That was... ooh, that's that. So... potentially really strong on Fridays. Not on Fridays. She's a good OTK character at least, because you get this, and assuming you don't just outright kill it with Ogies and Chain Burst, it will also activate this, because the boss will obviously Ogie once you nearly kill it in EX plus. And this being wind, 7 hit damage will probably do at least 3 million, 4 million, so that's some nice damage there. So not on Fridays, she just seems to be a fairly selfish attacker, but then becomes quite a nice team buffer on Fridays, but only on Fridays. I mean, this is probably what, 100k? I think that's... is it Elia that has that? Or maybe Siete has as well? I think like character-based Ogi supplemental is not super big, it's usually about 100k or so. So honestly, not much to say, like she's probably pretty decent. I mean, obviously we don't have numbers for stuff like this, but she seems like a fairly strong but selfish attacker most of the time, and then on Fridays can be... she can... a full heal and clear for your entire team is nice. These buffs could potentially be pretty strong, which if they affect the entire team will be nice. And 14 hits of skill damage whenever this is off cooldown and whenever the boss Ogies, so that's a lot of skill damage. So yeah, potentially pretty strong. But maybe not super good unless it's Fridays. So Grand Michael. So Fire Guild War is coming up, I think like a week or so. So is she going to be super strong? That's her weapon, not her kit. But let's take a look. Massive fire damage. We did preview some of her in the event. She does have, I think, a delay in plane damage skill, similar to like her summon call. So I'm assuming that's probably going to be here, mostly unchanged. Anyway, massive fire damage to foe, boost to all allies, fire attack and uplift effect on Ogi. Instant CA, standby to another fire ally and see your activation one time. That's cool. Doesn't apply to herself though, but could give that to, say, I don't know, Grand Percival, because he has unworldly Ogi. Same with like Wilness if you have him. 1100% fire damage to a foe. Ignis ward effect to fire allies, ends upon taking damage 3 times. Bonus fire damage effect, is that like a nuke or is it echoes? It looks like echoes, that's the same similar icon, just slightly recolored. Cap wind damage taken at 10,000 per hit, CA damage cap, and charge bar gain are boosted and can't be removed. Cool. Obviously no numbers for this sort of stuff, but seems pretty cool. Plane damage to all foes based on the current HP, remove 1 buff and delay effect. Yeah, that was the same as it was in the event. When a fire ally uses a charge attack, 1 Ecrixy to Michael, max 9. Consume 3 of them and activate this at the end of turn. Interesting. So that's potentially potentially a lot of delays and dispels, especially since you can give someone else in your team instant standby and reactivation. And if you're playing Kengo, then you're going to be OGing basically every turn, so that's a lot of damage probably just from this alone. 20% boost to Fire, Hellfire, Inferno, and Iron Flame's weapon skills. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's pretty huge. That's just okay. Fire, Hellfire, Inferno is Acne stuff, but Iron Flame is Colossus, so that's just straight up 20% extra, and it works in the back. That's pretty good. I mean, I feel like you're probably going to want her just for that alone, even if you're not using her in the front line. Just stick her in the back line, and that's just 20% more to most of your grid. Yeah, okay. So honestly, aside from this, not quite as like super crazy as I was expecting, but definitely pretty good. My only thing is maybe cooldowns on these are probably pretty high, although this has the potential to have 100% uptime since you only ends when you take damage. So I'm assuming that's on a per character basis. So if you're using like Christmas Nemone, like she'll never lose it, is what I'm reading here. So these cooldowns are probably going to go down to probably 9 or 8, and then probably 12, I'm assuming, once you level her up. This probably goes down. This might go down to 5, or it'll stay at 6. But because of this, you're probably going to be getting it off fairly often anyway, so it's not going to matter too much in terms of cooldown. But yeah, she seems pretty not like anything super like crazy or complicated, but just really strong. And then this alone makes her worth having. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest. Alright. New Zodiac. I think everyone was expecting water because Katara and Sidala were the elements that were weak against the respective original element Zodiacs. So for the third in the new cycle, I think everyone was expecting it to be the element weak to the third of the original cycle, which was Mahira, which would make everyone expecting her to be water, but they're light because Cygames says fuck you at trying to find patterns and things, I guess, but let's see if she's any good. Oh, I see link skills. Massive light attack, light damage to a foe. Makura dodges all attacks from foes one time. Okay, dodge all. Cool. Nito Tsuiso effect caster ends upon taking damage 2 times. Hostility is boosted, attacks twice each turn, 4 hit light damage to a foe and hit to attack and defense stackable after normal attacks. Can't use Nito Tsuiso while in effect. Okay, so already that's pretty good. So possibly permanent double strike with 4-hit nuke afterwards. So that's presumably 8 times per turn. Although you're going to want to find some way for her to mitigate that damage since it's going to boost her hostility as well. But skill 2 is the other link skill. Hanaorimito effect caster. Ends upon taking damage. Defense is sharply lowered. Dodge rate is boosted. 4 hit light damage to a foe and delay effect to a foe upon dodging. Can't use what's in effect. Ends upon taking damage. Interesting. So you can't refresh these, but you can presumably swap to them once if you still have it after the cooldown ends. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you're probably going to want to use this one most of the time, just because having permanent double strike as well as the light damage is going to help you. Plus, I think it'd probably be easier to mitigate the damage, possibly. Hard to say. It depends on how big this dodge rate is, especially since she gets dodge all from her Ogi, which might, I would presume, activate this. Who knows? Skill 3, switch positions with a sub-ally. When switching with a light ally receives Makura's buffs. Jade Moonlight effect to Makura can't recast. Gains the following effects when switching to main ally upon another ally being knocked out or switching out with blowback effect. Attack, damage cap, and charge bar gain are boosted. And gains one of these, I guess? Interesting. Deal multi-attacks. Normal attacks deal 2 hit damage to random foes. Okay, so not quite Valentine Grimnir tier, but more like Viking tier, split into 2 rather than 3. And guaranteed double attacks. At battle start, undying effect 1 time, damage immunity 1 time. So okay, that means you get a freebie on one of these. End of turn when Makura is almost knocked out, fully restore HP, remove all debuffs, and end cooldown for all skills 1 time. Interesting, cool. Switching to main ally when Jade Moonlight is consumed. Boost to attack damage cap with charge bar gain. So does that mean she gets both of these, or is it? That looks like it's both. She gets both of them at once when she so you want to switch her out and then switch her back in, which will consume this buffs that she gets from this, and then she gets both of these at the same time, as well as a bunch of buffs here. So, interesting. Not sure what to think. I don't remember if skills like this where you switch manually with a sub-ally will invoke the evoker switching passives. Because if they do, that means you could just switch her with Geisenborger and then have him use his thing that kills him if you don't buff him all the time. And then that would be a guaranteed way to get her back in and get this. So she's basically just really strong attacker, auto attacker. Possibly I was going to say dodge tank, but she's not redirecting any hostility to herself. She just gives herself a bunch of dodge rate. So, not sure what to think. I mean, not bad, for sure, definitely. I mean, for short bursty fights, possibly really strong just because of being able to give herself double strike as well as the extra nukes here, so yeah, not sure what to make of her. I think she's pretty strong. I'm probably gonna have to wait to see how people use her, figure out setups for her, because that's the only thing I can really think of off my head to really kind of utilize like this, for instance, is to switch her with Geisenborger and then have him die. That skill that kills him, that makes him immune, but that makes him immortal, but then kills him after a certain amount of time. I don't remember what the default amount of times that lasts is. I think it's like 4 or 5 turns, but it goes up every time you buff him with a yellow skill. But if you don't do that, then that might be, like I said, that might be a way to get her back in with this buff reasonably shortly, without having to rely too much on RNG or whatever. Very interesting for sure. I wasn't expecting her to be in light to begin with, but yeah, not sure what to make of it. Like, I get the feeling that this on its own is probably not something you want to use. But I feel like once she comes in with both of them at once, she could be potentially really strong because she'd be getting the double strike as well as the nuke, and then she also gets the double the usage dodge rate, which would give her even more nukes if she dodges. That's assuming I'm like interpreting this right, and she does get both of them at the same time when she comes in with this. But also possibly you could just switch her out and just, you know, use like this and then switch her out for someone else and just let them have this buff, this double strike and the stuff after the nukes afterwards. Yeah, I feel like there's probably some really like nutty stuff that you could set up with her. But I'm going to leave that for people who are smarter than I am. And that's going to be that. Thanks for watching. You might see me very soon because it's assuming I don't somehow luck sack into everything here with roulette draws. I'm almost certainly going to spark on this banner. So I'll probably see you then in a couple of days at most. If not, if you don't see me a spark video, then just assume I luck sacked everything. But until then, thanks for watching, and I will see you all some other time.